There it is, the Staples Center in left. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Good evening, Kevin. Well, last season, Paul George had a homecoming. He said, as a kid, I pictured playing in L.A. My parents being able to watch me at Staples. I'm not playing for the...
What a story. David, thank you. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. We've got Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward spot. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Doncic, no good.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
From 8 feet away, he drops it in.
And the level of concentration that Doncic has, even under pressure, this guy is cool as a cucumber.
Now, here is George. Got that one up quick. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, he said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
And here is Doncic after Paul George getting his 3 to go. The shot's good.
Man, he has come out focused and efficient. Love what he's doing at the offensive end.
George against Richardson. And it's George missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year. More efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney Smith is a guy you can win with.
George, no good.
And all quarter long, it's been the same story, inconsistent with his offense.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
And putting his long arms there to good use. Porzingis has a large catch radius on those alley-oops.
George with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Paul George.
And George drops them both.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Doncic feeling it out. Richardson trying to break loose. The second effort. And it's Porzingis getting it to go. Porzingis has got his second basket.
And what a motor. Porzingis is an all-star talent who is also willing to do the dirty work.
And George, here we go. Here's Zubac. And he converts the layup.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
For some reason, blocking out has become a lost art, and that's the result you'll get.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Reddick comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Rondo passes to Patterson. And he banks in the layup.
One of the more instinctive passes over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
Brunson against Rondo. Brunson the pass to Pop. Rebound by the Clippers.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. Now here's Brunson. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
And that's how you answer. I'd say he just one-upped a pretty good one there.
These two guys really like going at each other, don't they? Leonard against Hardaway. And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. Dallas also making some changes. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Dwight Powell. And here are the Mavericks now. The Clippers getting the bucket. Brunson the pass to Redick. Back to Brunson on the wing, Hardaway. Shot clock at 5. Brunson, good. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Rondo against Brunson. Man passes to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Quick lick from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
Pass to Kleber. Cauley-Stein with it. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
Brunson against Rondo. 20 seconds left to play in the first. Man gets the bucket.
And both teams here in a nice rhythm offensively. And that really says as much about the lack of D as it does either's O.
Brunson kicks to Cauley-Stein. Count that one. Cauley-Stein's got his second bucket of the night.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Yeah, both teams in the zone early. Stops have been almost impossible to come by.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Mavericks lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
This game, it's
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, they've got Maxi Kleber. Doncic out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Cauley-Stein in at the 5 down low. And here's Morris for 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Paul George with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Doncic. Mavericks leading by 6. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
George passes to Patterson. Back to George. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Over Hardaway. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. George has got 7. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now, and in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's 3 guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from 3, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those 3 guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the 3 guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having to guard the three-point line.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
Here's Kleber, and Kleber slams it in.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Hardaway with the steal. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And Doncic throws it down.
And you can tell that Doncic loves leaking out. They're able to get to the right spot there in transition.
Doncic with the steal. And here we go. Mavericks running again. Kleber with it. Guarded now by Morris. And he could not get that one. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
2 points. That one goes. George has got 9.
Facing up from mid-range, George could have tried to drive, but takes what the defense gives him.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Mike Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Richardson in for J.J. Redick. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 17-4 run. Here's Richardson. Not going to go that time. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Common occurrence for Leonard. Once he makes his way to the rim, Kawhi levels up.
Here's Doncic. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Powell's got the lead up to 14 now for the Mavs.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Nobody near Leonard. Here's Zubac. That one, no good. Good work defensively by Richardson. Finney-Smith passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Really unacceptable letting Porzingis get that kind of positioning. Once he's established, it's over.
Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. And so it's Dallas with a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1 point. And that's...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Clippers trail by 14. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And there's Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Mavericks shooting nearly 70% from the floor. They are putting on a clinic offensively. Here's Doncic. Banked in off the glass. Doncic has got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for Dallas. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
And it's Leonard missing.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Not how they envisioned this one.
Richardson, good.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And George, here we go. Here's Zubats. That's tipped.
He's a factor defensively. He's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan. Josh gets off the floor quickly.
Porzingis on the foul. Porzingis has got 10 points in the game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
A nice shot by George.
Finally, now 1 for 5 here in the third. We'll see if that boosts their confidence.
Now Doncic. He's got 8. A floater. Porzingis kicks to Finney-Smith. Richardson outside. Out to Doncic. 5 to shoot. Porzingis passes to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
Here's George. 11 points in the game. It's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Doncic against Jackson. Zubac trying to break loose. Doncic with the bucket. He's got 10.
And with good length and athleticism, Doncic not only gets to the rim, but boy, can he finish.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And here's Leonard from 3. Mavericks with the rebound. Doncic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Jacks up a 3. That doesn't go either for Doncic.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And Batum kicks to George. Pass to Zubac.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
For the Clippers, Mann's checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Runs in the pass to Kleba. On the wing, Hardaway. He's covered by Leonard. Hardaway, no good. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing by 17.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Redick. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. 1:19 left to play here in the third. Here's Leonard. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 6 points.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Down low. And here is Cauley Stein. He's got 8.
Well, what did Coach tell us? He wanted each guy to contest shots and rebound tonight. That's exactly what we just saw.
Mann passes to Zubac. Outside, Batum.
Mavericks foul call.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Dwight Powell comes in for Maxi Kleba. And Josh Richardson subbed in for J.J. Redick. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Dallas leading by 13. Hardaway with it. Kicks it out to Richardson. Here's Brunson. Dallas again missing. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Feeds to Leonard. Over Hardaway. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Great rhythm on the catch and shoot. Kawhi showing us what's good.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Maverick shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Dwight Powell is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Richardson, and it's Hardaway in at the small forward.
With great length for his position, Josh Richardson rising above and knocking down that mid-range jumper.
Kennard for three. Buries it from three-point range. Kennard's got himself on the board with three there.
Defensively, you have to tighten up on him or suffer the consequences.
Rondo against Brunson. Powell, the pass to Porzingis. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And a little contact won't go a long way against Porzingis. What a display of physicality.
Kennard for three. The offensive rebound. Patterson. Nice move. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe. Just maybe. Brunson kicks to Richardson. Goes up on the high post. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Clippers trail by 10. Kennard finds Rondo. That three off the mark. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Brunson with a clean look. And it's off from three-point range.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Rondo kicks to Kennard. And here's Leonard from three. Trains the three-pointer. And now just a 5-point Maverick lead.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half. And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
His rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
Here's Powell. Lays it up off the glass.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Kennard, the pass to Patterson. Kennard kicks to Leonard. Lets it go from deep. Again, Leonard missing.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
Here's Richardson. Brunson the pass to Powell. Another shot. And there's the pass to Brunson. Richardson gets a wide open look. Drills the three-pointer. Richardson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Good to see Richardson sink that one from long range. And defensively, I mean, there's only so much you can do against these three-point shots.
And here's Leonard from three. Another miss by Leonard.
Trying to shoot himself out of his slump. And it's not going well.
Passes it to Richardson. Launches it. Richardson missing again. Clippers trail by 10. And it's blocked. And he's able to get it back. Morris finds Rondo. No good on the three. It's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Dallas.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Porzingis.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that bullet.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Now here's Brunson. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine. Both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the center position. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward. Up again, and the second chance effort by Jackson.
Like whenever Jackson uses his speed on the glass, keeping possessions going.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Here's the three. Drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 5 points so far. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, one of some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
And we've seen Lillard's ball handling improve over the years, especially in the pick and rolls where he has grown to be very effective.
Kicks it out to McCollum.
Good job to stay on him and not give him a good look. Turned an easy shot into a very tough one.
Leonard dishes to Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Now here's Lillard. He has 5. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Paul George. The drive by Jackson.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backcourt.
Outside Covington. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Lillard. And the layup's good off the glass. 7 points in the game. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Left side, George. Pass to Leonard. George against Lillard. 13 feet away. Good on the bucket.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
George against McCollum. The shot by George, no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Nurkic finds McCollum. Here is Lillard. To the middle. Leonard with the steal. Zubats with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. Jackson has the open look. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Lillard left side. And Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Good on the triple. George has got 5 now.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And it's McCollum in the corner. Lillard outside. To the inside. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Jackson up top, covered by Lillard. Here's George. The shot, no good. Portland leading. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Lillard with the ball. And, yep, finally dropped after rolling around the rim. 15 points in the game.
Well, with the role he's on this quarter, they're going to keep going to him and get that lead even bigger.
Back to George. Fires for three. The Clippers keep it alive. Jackson kicks to Batum. High post, Zubats. Here's the floater. Powell pulls it in. And a wide open look for McCollum. Covington passes to Lillard. Oh, good with the triple. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked if
I know that when the main guy,
he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Trailblazers, Jones is out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the one. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, is really paramount.
Simons, the pass to Kanter. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Mann. Lays it up and banks it in. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Chalk up two there.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim. And, you know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers' rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a roll out on his team.
And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep, and he'll shoot two at the line. It's his first trip to the line.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities. And Simon's a bit undersized at that two-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural two with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
And it's slammed in by Jones.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Here's Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Leonard's got his second bucket.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Here's Simons. And there it is for him. Simons has got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
They're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing. Oh, that's just a lucky break for the deep. Yeah, keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Inside, here's Kanter. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And now the Clippers on the break. Morris with the ball. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Morris has got his first basket of the night.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
McCollum outside. Those three-pointers off the mark. Clippers trail by 6. Morris with the ball. Kanter covering. from about 19 feet. Offensive rebound, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game for the Trailblazers. Robert Covington's checked in for Jones. Norman Powell comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. The Clippers also making some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Reggie Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Georgia subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 17.
All night long, Lillard has been taking over on the offensive end and adjusting to every defense they've thrown at him.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. The deep three from George. Basket counts. He has 7.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Lillard outside. There's 49 seconds left in the first half, and it's in there.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Here's George. He has 7. Again, the Clippers.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Lillard outside. Lillard again missing. Clippers trail by 4. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's good. 2 points.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Lillard outside. And Lillard throws it down.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Just 3 on the clock. Got a piece of it. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And that's
and we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter. Sliced right through them.
He did a great job of attacking the seams, getting to the rim, and then finishing strong.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Mann in at the shooting guard position. Lillard surveying the D. And then Lillard slams it in.
D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to trying the shot.
Outside, George hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. George has got 4 points in the quarter. Here is Lillard, 23 points in the game. And he uses the glass on the layup. Lillard's got 25 points in the game.
Now, realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Outside, George. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Greg, so many people know your story. Born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people, you know, has its pros and cons.
Right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist. And to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
Cantor kicks to Lillard. Back to Cantor. The dish now to Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
This is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
To the paint. Here's Mann. And he lays it straight in. Mann's got the lead up to 1 now for Los Angeles. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Up top, Cantor. The pass to Simons. Banked in off the glass.
They've been very sharp to start the half. A perfect 4 for 4 from the field.
And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. Outside Leonard. Misses the 3. The Trailblazers have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Pass to Simons. He's covered by Leonard, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
There's a minute 47 left to play in the third. To the inside. Little passes to Cantor. And then jammed down as he goes right over Ivica Zubac.
When you pair Cantor's strong frame with his scorer's mentality, you get a guy that loves it.
Down low. It's stolen by Little. One-on-one here. And that one is hammered home.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that. He's the one trying to keep them in this game. A tremendous individual effort.
Pass to Simons. He feeds it to Cantor. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
It's not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
One of my favorite trash talkers in the NBA, Cantor, never really shies away from taking jabs at opponents. And I think his teammates like it.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's Patterson, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, you can't leave somebody that wide open when Jackson's running the show. Reggie will find him every time.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. And it's Simons missing.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
Jackson finds Patterson. And that one, good. Now just a 5-point Portland lead.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
Foul for 3. They get the rebound, and Cantor able to finish.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Cantor has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Nobody near Leonard. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Jones. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's Simons. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that no.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Man passes to Leonard. And there's the call on Jones. That's his first foul. McCollum's checked in for Portland. Damian Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Kawhi Leonard.
A true go-to option on offense. Leonard knows this team depends on him to take and make those big shots.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
And the Clippers making a change here. Coffey's checked in. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Lillard for three. Nurkic. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive board.
Clippers moving the ball around. Batum passes to George. Batum dishes to George. 5 on the clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 22 points for Paul George.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
Pass to Lillard. Puts up a 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And here's George for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
He's done almost no damage from three-point range in this game. No threes in this half, and only 1 in the first.
Lillard against Jackson. Lillard the pass to Jones. Now here's Lillard. Defense right on him. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
What more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother him.
And George, here we go. No good that time. Great D that time from Nurkic. Lillard outside. Here the step back. Jump shot is good. And now a 10-point Trailblazer lead.
Entering the NBA, I knew he needed to develop his mid-range game. He did it, and it's opened things up for him.
Here's Zubats, and good that time. Zubats has got his first 2 points of the night.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
Bangs home the trifecta. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently. How about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Scooped up. Nurkic can't hit. Clippers trail by 9. And Batum kicks to Jackson.
This is ridiculous. The D has to do better. You just can't whack Jackson on these type of shots.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaking. Now he's jacked in for Jones. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that brings them within 8.
They'll take it, even with the miss. Anything they can do to cut into the lead.
Lillard outside. Three-pointer. That shot, no good. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Over McCollum. That's good for George on the assist by Leonard.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
36 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now Lillard. High, arcing shot, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
And the pass to Leonard. George with no one around. Good on the three-point shot.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Lillard with it. Powell for 3. It's off. So the Trailblazers win it. It was up for grabs. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge. And as they...
Hey, Kevin,
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
There we go. Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. And for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Lillard scanning the floor. Doncic with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Mavericks on D.
Well, this is the kind of effort you want to see from Luka Doncic. We know how good he is offensively. Right there playing solid D.
Over in the corner, Porzingis. Buries it down low.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And here's McCollum. It's McCollum on the wing. 6 to shoot. Nurkic the pass to Covington. Now here's Powell. Guarded closer. For Dallas, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Nurkic the pass to Lillard. And they pick up 2. Lillard's got 7 points. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Here's Simons. And it's McCollum in the corner. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Jones against Doncic. Out to Hardaway. Cauley-Stein passes to Brunson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Mavericks making a switch here. Redick is checked in. 1:12 left in the first quarter. Simons the pass to Cantor. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's Brunson. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Here's McCollum. Makes it off the glass. McCollum's got 5 now.
Never seems to shy away from playing in attack mode. McCollum likes to keep the pressure on the D.
Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
McCollum outside. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. For the 3. They get it back. Cantor kicks to McCollum. And another shot. And he lays it up and in. He's got 7.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Here's Hardaway. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Powell.
Yeah, this is when Melo's at his best, when he's active on both ends of the floor.
1 quarter in the...
Reference to break.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
And that was obviously the plan coming in. Now the big question, can they maintain that efficiency from range as the game goes along?
On the floor for Portland, they've got Jones, Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the 1. Now here's McCollum. Here's Anthony, poked loose. Redick with it. Now Anthony defending. On the wing, Hardaway. Inside, Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
Pass to McCollum. Here's Simons. Back to McCollum. Shoots over Redick. McCollum, no good.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Here's Powell. A putback. It's good on the putback.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Simons surveying the D. To the middle. The feed now to Carmelo. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Redick with the 3. Offensive rebound, Mavericks. Cauley Stein's shot is good. Cauley Stein's got 4 points in the quarter.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Here's Simons. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Buries the long-range jumper.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Stops, pops, and that comes off the assist by Jones. McCollum's got 12. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for Dallas. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Up and in on the layup. He's got 8.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
McCollum outside. Passes it to Kanter. McCollum against Redick. And there's McCollum. That's good on the assist by Kanter. McCollum's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Runs in the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
You have got to commend Powell on his positioning. I tell you, he buries himself deep, and he's going to sky for that slam dunk.
Kanter, high post. He's looking for McCollum and finds him. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Runs in the pass to Hardaway. There's the triple. Rebound by Anthony.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Hardaway finds Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Cauley Stein. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And 1:01 left here in the second. Now the pass to Kanter. McCollum outside. Back to Kanter. Pass to Simons. 6 on the shot clock. He feeds it to Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
Well, a 7-footer showing how easy it can be. Enes Kanter, aggressive.
Redick surveying the D. No good on the triple. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Simons. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Cullen passes to Cantor. Shot from 12. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Doncic left side. And Doncic throws it down.
Well, Luka can get himself into the paint with consistency, and boy, does he make that a high percentage finish.
Right back after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the opening period was 3 points. And that'll...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking. Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack. Just leave it at the rim and let the big man do the rest. KP with the nice finish.
Right side, Covington. And it's McCollum in the corner. He kicks it to Powell. Lock at 6. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Richardson.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Doncic, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Here's Nurkic. Lillard from outside. Nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 10 points in the game.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
Pass to Finney Smith. In the corner, it's Kleber. Covington with the steal. Passes it to Lillard. Feeds it to Nurkic. The dunk and the foul of Pop. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Covington with the steal. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Here's Doncic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got 4 points in the quarter.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Lillard outside. The pass to Nurkic. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Luka Doncic.
This guy is showing great potential as a rim protector. Porzingis a threat to block shots anywhere, anytime.
And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's Richardson. T right on him. Porzingis trying to get free. Richardson, good. And the Mavericks lead by 1. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Porzingis.
Well, there is something special about the way Enes Kanter performs on the offensive end. He is a tough cover.
A different look for Dallas. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Nicolo Melli comes in for Maxi Kleber. And Trey Burke subbed in for Richardson. Here's Brunson. Cauley-Stein trying to free himself up. Brunson, good.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Pass to Simons. He dishes it to Cantor. Pass to Simons. And stolen by Cauley-Stein. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Little. Hardaway, no good. Portland trailing here. Little dishes to Anthony. Passes to Simons. Gets to Cantor. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Portland may have been perfect at the line so far, be it just 2 for 2.
But to me, guys, you've got to know who you are. And Enes Kanter has a great sense of what he does well. Excellent low post game, superb rebounder, understands how to use his body. I love this guy.
Brunson finds Cauley-Stein. Portland grabs the miss, and Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with. And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Here's Brunson. Cauley-Stein passes to Brunson. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Portland out in front. They lead by 2. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines. 3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. The Mavericks trailing. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, they've got Enes Kanter, Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Powell in at the 2. And now Portland on the break, and the dunk by Powell.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Richardson the pass to Finney-Smith, and they call the foul. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double-checking, and the game continues on.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. This is a close game, as you know, but he sounded extremely confident. He told the players, don't let up now, fellas. This is when we make our move. Right now. Kevin?
Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. And so he hits the technical free throw. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Porzingis passes to Doncic. Just 5 to shoot. And Doncic throws it down.
Now, look at Doncic right now cooking. This guy's got his rhythm, and he's making it hard on the defense.
There's the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Down low. Poked away. Nurkic bounce pass. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Shot on the wing. Porzingis with the rebound.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Here's Richardson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Lillard against Porzingis. Takes the three. And it's Lillard missing. Lillard's gotten 5 shots in 13 tries. Richardson attacking. Doncic. And Doncic is right there.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Richardson against McCollum. Covington passes to Lillard. They need this. Porzingis with the block. And he recovers it. This one for 3. And there's Lillard on the assist by McCollum. Lillard's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers. Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Doncic outside. And it's sent back by Lillard. Powell inside. Kleber defending. And so they foul intentionally. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Billy Cauley-Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Anthony's checked in for Portland. Here's Powell. Here's Nurkic. 2 on the clock. The 6-footer's good.
And the swag Nurkic plays with, it's infectious. He doesn't back down from taking a big shot.
That's a Hardaway. And the layup is good.
How about Hardaway Jr.? Maybe we should say nothing junior about that. That's a big-time delivery.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Inside. And the basket by McCollum.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
The drive by Doncic. Here's Marjanovic. Yes!
It'd be nice if everybody took as much pride in his rebounding as he does.
You know what? He loves that part of the game, and it shows.
Well, but as defenders keep forgetting to box him out, he continues to just make them pay.
Here's Lillard. Money!
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
A big-time possession here.
Yeah, and their hearts must be going 100 miles an hour right now.
Here's Doncic. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. It's stolen by Anthony. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
You know, it took Nurkic a while to kind of establish himself as a starting center in the NBA, but it didn't take long to see it's a role he deserves.
It counts, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
Lillard, the pass to Anthony. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Man, it took forever for them to commit that foul. I don't know why they didn't do it right away. Those are precious seconds.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. This was a hard. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Their fans are ready, and if this shot from earlier is any indication, and David.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis. Terrific talented backcourts tonight, Greg. Did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Here's George. The Mavericks making the shot. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, deflection.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Now, here's Doncic, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. First quarter, just over a minute played. The three from George. The Mavericks pull it in. Here's Finney Smith. Here's Doncic. Up top, Porzingis. Kleba, the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Porzingis finishing strong that time. No doubt about that one.
George, that's a two-pointer. Zubac kicks to George. Back to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Doncic against Leonard. Pass to Finney Smith. Over Jackson. 9 feet out. Finney Smith can't get it to go.
Nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area. That's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Floats it up for Doncic. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for George.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
Now, here's Doncic. Fires the three. And Porzingis throws it down hard.
Well, it's clear that Porzingis has some athleticism. That dunk right there, ferocious.
Jackson finds Rondo. Hardaway against Leonard. You know, he rips it and jams it right over Porzingis. Wow!
It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
The drive by Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Redick comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Batum. And it's Kennard in for Reggie Jackson. And he makes that one. Porzingis has got 8 points.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
Outside Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Leonard against Redick. Outside for Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Leonard. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Oh, you see the touch inside from Leonard does a little bit of everything for this basketball team.
Rondo against Brunson. Off on the layup. Clippers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And that's now 6 points for Leonard. Now here's Brunson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Redick. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Now you can see the defense is so shifted over to where Kristaps Porzingis is that they lose track of the situation, and he burns them with the pass.
Leonard inside. Here's Zubac. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Zubac has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
A big time. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
We've got Jalen Brunson. Dwight Powell is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Redick in at the 2. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play, excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. Cauley Stein's shot is good.
Cauley Stein shooting with confidence that close around the rim.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 2. Cauley Stein grabs the board.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Redick plays it up off the glass.
Proving he's more than just an outside shooter. Redick also has a sweet touch from that area.
And here's George for 3. It's good from long range. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Here's Cauley Stein, plays it up and banks it in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Clippers trail by 3. Kennard with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And here's George for 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
And the wide open shot from Redick. They get it again. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. And here's George for 3. George missing again.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And there's the pass to Brunson. Puts it up from 7. Outside for Redick. 4 on the shot clock. From 18 feet away. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. To the inside. Pass to man. It's George on the wing. Pass to man. Back to George. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Here's Brunson. There's the feed to Cauley Stein. Bucket is good. Cauley Stein's got 6 here in this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
George passes to Oturu. Here's man. And here's George. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Brunson scanning the floor. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Cauley Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Richardson in for J.J. Redick. Now here's Leonard. He's got 6.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And the layup's good off the glass. Kleba's got the lead up to 5 now for the Mavs.
Well, Porzingis obviously is the man here and stepping into a leadership role, willing to share the wealth on that front.
Nice passing here by Los Angeles.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
The Mavericks have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Porzingis with the steal. It's 2-on-1. Finished off the break. Kleba's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Oturu throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's on Porzingis.
What awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. The drive by Doncic, and it's sent back by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And so it's tied as we hit. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 8 points, 3 assists. And that's a wrap.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the 3. The Mavericks trail it. And again, Dallas running up the court in transition out to Doncic. Left side, Porzingis in the corner. Hardaway with it. Cans it from downtown. Hardaway has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now Jackson. High post, Zubac. Outside for Batum. Five to shoot, and Leonard has it in the corner. Ring shot on the way. A shot by Batum, no good. Here's Richardson, and it's sent back by Leonard. They recover it. Now the Clippers moving it up. George with no one around. Offline with his 3.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half. And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
On the Mavericks with some changes. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Dwight Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Willie Cauley Stein.
Paul George put his defender in the blender right there. Tough for him to guard that kind of possession.
You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is to me, absurd. You've always had it. The difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
He's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Clippers making a switch here. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Cauley Stein. 6 points for him. Now, here's Doncic. It's deflected. Kicks it out to Richardson. Second chance shot. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Richardson. Doncic has got 8 points.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
George with the bucket. Here's Doncic. He's got 8. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Melly is checked in for Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for J.J. Redick. Clay Burks checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for George. Here's Leonard. After the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. Leonard attacking, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
That aggressive mindset of his, Leonard putting it on the floor and drawing contact. Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
And that one, good. He's got 6. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 4-point game. Pass to Oturu. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. That one off the back iron and out.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
Just a lightning bolt there in transition. No one can match up with Kawhi, especially at his position. That time they pay the price.
Now here's Brunson. 6 points for him. 35 seconds left here in the third quarter. Cauley-Stein kicks to Finney-Smith. 4 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And he makes good on the layup. Cauley-Stein's got 10 points in the game.
Taking contact on the way up. Cauley-Stein going through it that time.
Outside Rondo. The pass to Oturu. Back to Rondo. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein. A finish, and Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, a big that can run the floor, so he can be a weapon in the fast break game.
Leonard fires away from outside. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Josh Richardson out there with Jalen Brunson. And there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 set. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell's checked in. Leonard attacking. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
With his developing handle, Leonard now has defenders at his mercy when on the bounce.
Runs in the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it attacks an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
That free throw good from Leonard. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Powell. Porzingis comes in for Nicolo Melli. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Burke in for Jalen Brunson. And then for Los Angeles, Mann's checked in. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Leonard against Richardson. Leonard the pass to Zubac. Jackson looking around, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Mavericks leading by 4. Doncic outside. Count the bucket, and he's got a free. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And, guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Jackson up top, guarded by Doncic. George against Richardson. Zubac kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. Batum passes to Zubac. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Mavericks leading by 6. Richardson gets a wide open look. They get it back. Out to Doncic. Offensive rebound Mavericks. Porzingis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
More and more polish from Porzingis, easily getting the defense off their feet. The rest is simple.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Marjanovic. There's 1:54 left to play here in the 4th. George with the ball. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Kleba against Batum. Kleba kicks to Porzingis. To the paint. Here's Doncic. Sinks it after the cagey pump fake. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
From deep, George. The Mavericks pull it in. Porzingis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Some room here for Richardson. And another basket for Dallas.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Mavericks.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Porzingis.
He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
They're in good position here to ride it out.
Well, certainly, if they just play smart, this game's over.
Here's Richardson. Richardson missing again.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
From deep, George. The Clippers keep it alive. Three-pointer. Good work defensively by Richardson. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. A confident win. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, they've got Paul George. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Jackson, and it's Zubats in at the center, locking down the middle. So the Portland Trail Blazers able to put the first points up on the board. Upside, Batum. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7-footers to be able to shoot threes, dribble, pass. So it does seem like a guard-centric league right now because everybody can play that position.
Here's Jackson. Following the score by Damian Lillard. Here's Leonard. Jackson trying to break free. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Jackson.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
It's Covington on the wing. Defended by Batum. Lillard from outside. Connects from three-point range. Lillard's got 7 points in the game.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Outside Batum. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Clearly a foul.
The Clippers have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
And Lillard throws it down.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
That one falls.
Slippery play by Paul George to get inside. He ends up right where he wanted to be for the shot.
Lillard outside. From outside, off the mark.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Clippers moving the ball around. Leonard finds George. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Both with and without the ball, McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Portland making a change here. Cantor's checked in. The 3 from George. And Cantor pulls it down. Portland leading. It's McCollum on the wing. 1:52 left to play here in the first. Foul. That's good.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
George, that's a 2-pointer. The Clippers keep it alive. Oturu, the pass to Morris. George dishes to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot, no good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Paul George. Portland also making some changes. Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Simons. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Simons, the pass to Cantor. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Down low. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 6-point game. There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
Here's Mann. Morris outside. Will it go? Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. McCollum, no good. Clippers trail by 9. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's Leonard missing. Jones against Morris. Cantor, the pass to Carmelo. 3 seconds left. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we'll be back with you shortly. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Here are the 5 Portland has to start the second quarter. Anthony out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard position.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Rondo. The Blazers getting the bucket. It's blocked. Here's Anthony. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Jones. 14 feet away. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Morris with the ball. Now Anthony defending, and it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket for Morris. Here's Simons. 7 points in the game. To the inside. That's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Reggie Jackson comes in for Luke Kennard. And George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And Damian Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
It's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
And here is Los Angeles now after the Trailblazers pick up 2. And Morris throws it down.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Lillard, and it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lillard against George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Robert Covington picks one up.
The defense on George a little too tight there, but to have any chance against him, you have to challenge him.
Trailblazers leading by 8. Here is Lillard. He's got 13. And then Lillard slams it in.
A guy who spaces the floor, but also willing to attack the rim. Lillard has confounded the defense all night.
Now, here's George. And no good that time.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Here's Lillard.
Ooh, love it, love it.
almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Now, here is George. 7 points in the game, and Lillard is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Clippers, Luke Kennard comes in for Reggie Jackson. Rajon Rondo subbed in for George. The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Three-pointer, Lillard. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Shot clock at 5. That one goes. Count it.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
Kennard, the pass to Oturu. Nurkic with the block. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Anthony leading the charge. Nobody near Lillard. Hits it from three-point range. Lillard's got 13 points in just this quarter.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Here's Batum. That one's off, still out of sync.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
An even 3-on-3 break. Kennard kicks to Batum. Outside Rondo. To the middle. Here's Oturu. Nurkic with the block. Now Lillard. From deep. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 22 points, and that's a wrap.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Reggie Jackson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Oturu in at the 5. Here's Lillard. Paul George making his last shot. Fires the 3. And it's Lillard missing.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Jackson misses.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
McCollum finds Lillard. From outside the arc, a three-pointer is right on target. Lillard's got 25 points.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Kicks it out to McCollum. The pass to Covington. Back to Powell. Lillard against Jackson. From the arc. They grab their own miss. Nurkic the pass to Lillard. From deep. Out to the wing. There's the 3. Again the miss by Lillard.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
And George able to finish.
You know, offensive rebound is largely about hustle. Paul George plays with great energy and focus.
Lillard with it. He's got 25. Dishes it to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And he gets it to go.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Here's George. Following the score by Damian Lillard. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Lillard attacking. Nurkic finds Powell. Back to Nurkic. It's Powell on the wing. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Portland also making some changes. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Kennard. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got 9.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
Now here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. Zubac kicks to Rondo. Back to Zubac. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Inside. And he banks in the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 15.
Wow, the decisiveness is good to see. Kanter sensing when to slash and executing the pick and roll flawlessly.
Now here's Rondo. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Enes Kanter.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Clippers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
Paul George is checked in for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Portland. Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Simons surveying the D. Pass to Kanter. Anthony in the corner. Kicks it out to McCollum. The 3 ball. It's hauled in by Coffey. Passes it to Rondo. Back to George. No good off the back of the rim. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 13. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And how about a look now at our assist to the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the 1. Here's George after Enes Kanter's basket.
Silky smooth stroke. Nice touch. Paul George is a terrific jump shooter.
Here's Simons. The dish to Anthony. To the paint. Here's Kanter. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And it's 6 points for Enes Kanter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
George looking around. From deep 3-point range. And Kanter pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Simons. Kicks it out to McCollum. Over George. George with the defensive effort.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's Simons after the basket by Los Angeles. Here's McCollum. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. And the Trailblazers lead by 15.
And with that great handle and high basketball IQ, McCollum remains a lethal pick-and-roll option.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Here's Simons. McCollum outside. Cantor kicks to McCollum. Anthony down low, covered by Morris. Here's Simons. He can't get it to go. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. The shot by George, wide open. And it's George again missing. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Over Morris. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
Here's Anthony. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Anthony's got his first bucket in this one. Clippers trail by 19. Man passes to Zubac. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Back to Morris. Patterson dishes to Morris. Outside, George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Drills it from outside. George has got 11 in the second half.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Trailblazers.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Lillard.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
George, that's a two-pointer, and he gets the jumper to drop.
Capable of flat-out torching you. Once PG-13 gets into a groove, watch out.
McCollum outside. Cantor kicks to McCollum. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
Cantor, the pass to Jones. Over Morris. Here's Simons. Off target. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way. look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. The drive by Doncic. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
Porzingis doing a nice job using that length to clean up the glass nicely.
Doncic against Lillard. On tonight, Greg, 2 teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the floor.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Now here's McCollum. A 3-pointer, no good. Here's Richardson. Here's Finney-Smith. Lays it up off the glass.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Lillard against Doncic. Doncic with the block.
You know, I like that Doncic, guys, doesn't back down on defense and tries to make it hard for his opponents.
Here's Richardson. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Kleba against Lillard. Rebound by Nurkic.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Kleba against Lillard. From 15 feet away. Here's Nurkic, and he's going to get whistled for that foul. G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Hardaway's checked in for Maxi Kleba. A tremendous mobile 1 block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
That one good for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And the 3-ball is good. Lillard's got 7.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And they double up Doncic. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Trailblazers trail by 3. Doncic with the steal. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And he comes up with the deuce. He's got 6. Here's Lillard. He's got 7.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Now here's Porzingis. Richardson finds Doncic. A second chance effort, and the shot is good.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Ennis Cantor's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. J.J. Redick's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Hardaway. Back to Brunson. Redick with the three. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Portland Trailblazers. 8-point game. Simons, the pass to Powell. Here's Simons. Up again, and Cantor able to finish.
And usually amongst the leaders in the offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Doncic feeling it out. Kicks it to Cauley Stein. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 8. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Dallas.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And another thing they've done right from the start is converting a lot of those second chance opportunities. Those can be hard to come by sometimes.
And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Jones. And it's Simons in at the 1. Simons, the pass to Powell. Here's Simons. Cauley Stein defending. Here's Kanter. It's deflected. Powell with the steal. And there's the feed to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. You know, Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Portland moving the ball around. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Simons, the pass to Jones. Here's Kanter. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
And really inside the paint is where Kanter thrives. His dominant approach lets him just own that space.
Brunson the pass to Kleba. An easy 2 points on the layup. Kleba's got the lead up to 12 now for Dallas.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Kanter, the pass to Simons. Anthony up on top. Kleba defending. Anthony dishes to Kanter. Out to Anthony. Rocket 2. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Simons, the pass to Carmelo. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Brunson the pass to Powell. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Powell's got his second basket of the game. And GA, even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Cantor kicks to Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
52 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns. Well, he has not been sharp this period. Seems to be a little flustered out there, too.
And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Jones. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Anthony dishes to Lillard. Anthony down low, guarded by Doncic. Nice D from Doncic. It's good.
Boy, Richardson has a sneaky mid-range game, folks. Keeps the defense off balance.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 11 points and 1 assist. And that does it for our half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
Portland shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. Doncic outside. Now Covington. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
Outstanding handles from the clever guard. Lillard crafty with it in his hand and can create for anybody.
Here's Doncic. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Robert Covington picks one up.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Here's Doncic. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Robert Covington picks one up.
Tell you what, guys, that's not an easy finish, but somehow Doncic makes it look rather effortless.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Powell kicks to McCollum. Just 5 to shoot. Lays it up and banks it in.
So far, so good to begin this half. They're 3 for 3. Perfect.
Mavericks leading by 11. And here's Doncic. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks. But you got to remember, Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
And Lillard throws it down.
A guy who spaces the floor, but also willing to attack the rim. Lillard has confounded the defense all night.
For the Trailblazers, Cantor comes in for Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Derek Jones in for Norman Powell. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Luka Doncic. Lillard attacking, and the rejection by Cauley-Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley-Stein, a presence defensively.
Cullen passes to Cantor, and that one drops. Cantor's got 6.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And then for Dallas, Porzingis is coming in for Dwight Powell. And it's Jalen Brunson in for J.J. Redick. Brunson, no good. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Anthony kicks to McCollum. Back to Anthony. The dish to McCollum. To the inside. Porzingis with the steal. Fast break Dallas. And he's going up for the alley-oop. It's stolen by Jones. By himself. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scale.
It's good. 6 points for him.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
McCollum dishes to Cantor. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Simons, the pass to McCollum. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Doesn't quite have the height, but boy, does McCollum have the heart. He's a relentless finisher in traffic.
Lillard's checked in for Anthony Simons. 34 seconds left in the 3rd. The Mavericks have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. The first free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
23 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Lillard against Brunson. Here's McCollum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
McCollum's carved out an impressive NBA career for himself, and I think he's still ascending. He was the 10th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. He's still got plenty of upside.
11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Richardson outside. Banked in off the glass. Richardson's got 6 points.
Richardson, he's a physical guard now. This guy's got good strength, and he powers through physical contact and capitalizes there.
And so it's... And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Anthony in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And a wide open look for McCollum. Gets the three-pointer to fall. McCollum's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Portland. Doncic against Nurkic. And Doncic gets it to go.
Par for the course for Luka Doncic. Just one of those games where he's got it on cruise control.
Lillard against Doncic. Down low and stolen by Cauley Stein. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Hardaway with it. Now Anthony defending. And Doncic gets it to go. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
And it's Lillard missing.
You know, after connecting on one three-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
Finney-Smith, good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists in the game. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Lillard surveying the D. And there's the pass to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Unable to get that one. Good D by Hardaway. Here's Finney-Smith. He's guarded by McCollum. From downtown, that shot is off. And it's Portland the other way. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer, Lillard. Down, it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Doncic with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. 2 free throws coming. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
Second shot opportunity.
Well, he's a pro at tricking defenders. You can tell Doncic enjoys getting guys in the air with that pump fake.
That free throw good from Doncic. All free throws good from Doncic. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Lillard outside. To the middle. Porzingis with the steal. Richardson gets a wide open look. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. 8 points for Josh Richardson.
Well, that pull-up shot from Richardson kind of came out of nowhere. Lightning quick speed on the release.
A three from McCollum. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 5 on the clock. Passes it to Lillard. Shoots over Doncic. Here's McCollum. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Dallas leading by 11. Doncic outside. Just to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 4 assists in the game.
Boy, you look at Porzingis. This guy is very skilled, and you give him those kind of looks, he'll cash in all day long.
Portland again missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Mavericks.
They had to battle for this one. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Luka Doncic.
Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
Lillard against Doncic. 13 feet away. And yes, it's good. And the Mavericks lead by 12.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
From deep. Off the mark. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Greg.